14 degrees
Yeah,
out,
it's freezing today. It's a low of 52.
All right, Minerva
Rose of the
podcast episode 63. We're out colding each other right now.
Yay!
It's very fun.
I win, obviously.
Yeah.
Let me get everybody
Rose
in
is
the right
like,
position.
I think I might fire up the grill outside.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That heat.
Yeah, I mean, you can also
cancel
like
out the
bring it
cold.
inside to warm up the
Good
house.
possibility. Why am I blurry? What the hell's going on there?
I don't know.
I don't like it.
Yeah, getting the text lined up just right is so annoying that I'd rather just move people's
the people
faces until it's right. All right.
Of course.
You know, that's what you do.
This is going to be bad.
So not only you, but Barry in Mexico was... Oh, okay. In Mexico was showing us
I knew it was gonna happen.
Snowman that he made on a car. He got enough snow on the hood of a
It was
I
only
wanted to
about this
see.
big. It's only about this big, and it's in the gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go track it down.
I want to show you the snowman we built too.
He gave its
cute.
arms toothpicks. Or I'll grab it.
Do you want to build a snowman? No, I don't.
Oh, and I know
I'm down
chat's
for
not on
riding bikes around the hall, though.
Chat's not on screen yet, but I'll fix it in a second. It will only show the lowest messages, so keep typing, everybody. Oh, he called it an Iceman. Yeah, he kept clarifying the whole time I was talking about it yesterday that it wasn't a snowman. It was basically just wet ice. But I'm like, that's snow. That's snow. That counts.
No.
Oh, there you go. He's got little toothpick arms.
That's actually really well done. Good job.
And you
yeah,
can tell
that's
it's
not bad.
on a car. I'm
For
like,
how small it is?
Go back and find
Yeah.
that again and scroll down a couple more, Beast.
I know,
did
he made
post
another one.
He posted another little friend for it with a leaf arm.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I
cute.
told him to leave that one alone, but no, I didn't say that.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stick it to him like that.
Make like a tree and get out of here with those dumb jokes.
Yeah, so Barry actually got snow.
Back to the Future.
So in Texas, how regular is snow there?
This is the first time that we had snow since 2014, and after that it was since 2011. Like any sort of serious downfall. Like occasionally it does little sprinkles of snow, but this is the first time it's stuck to the ground.
Oh, yeah, it did
Since
snow there in early
2014, I think.
2011.
Yeah,
I was there in
2011 too.
2011.
Oh, well, welcome, I guess. Where are you at?
I mean, I was, oh God, I forget what it was called. I was a nanny.
Oh, okay.
And so I actually don't remember the name of the town off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Do we need it?
No. But yeah, it snowed, so the kids had to stay home, all of them.
Yeah.
And normally I was just watching the babies, but the kindergartners and the other kid, it was, yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
That one massive pileup that happened of like 130 cars, that was the highway next to where my wife works. And people like at her work drive on that highway to get there. And that was terrifying. So, yeah, I mean, that happened while I was at work, and I was like, oh, that's very close to where I am. And yeah, I've driven down that road before lots of times and lots of icy conditions. And
I heard about a pileup. That was Texas?
yeah, that was my
Over 100
highway in
cars.
Fort
Oh
Worth.
my God, that sound beast, please.
So
I like
we
your
stopped,
headband. It's cute.
we stopped at Cold Stone and got a couple of milkshakes right before we were leaving the mall to come back to the house to do the podcast. And
As one does.
Beast was like, oh, yeah, it'll be nice to have this for the podcast and everything. And I was like, you think it's going to make it all the way to the house? You're out of your mind.
I keep
He's giving me
challenging
shit
that.
about it. Like, why would you do that? Why not, like, take your time and enjoy it? And I'm like,
There's always
fuck
this,
that.
like-
I'm enjoying it. Just quickly.
Yeah.
There's always like
You
this
can
part
enjoy
of me
things
that thinks
quickly.
he's like trying to brag. I'm like, nobody gives a shit how fast you drink it. Why do you suck it down so fast? Like, let it enjoy it over time.
No, I
I
enjoyed
know,
it.
Donna, you
It's gone
take
now.
pride in how fast you can suck it out, but like, just
Whoa.
enjoy it for a bit. Look at the
Jeez.
face you made.
It's a
I think
personal
we
attack.
all know that you're probably the most likely out of the four of us to suck it down fast.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
Take my time.
I am looking fancy today. I dressed for the occasion.
Low blow. Hey, that was a head level blow at best.
Every event is a formal event if you choose to make it one.
Yeah.
I thought the opposite today. Like I found great joy in the simple pleasure that I was just catching Pokemon while ordering ice cream. I loved that. It was very fun. Piece of pause.
Well, thank you, Quincy.
Steven's claiming before 1,000 subscribers. Holy shit. That's a ways back.
Yeah.
That's a while ago.
Wait, who's been since 4,000? Oh yeah, I was around about that time. I'd say maybe like 5,000 or so. I'm not sure.
I don't know how people remember how many other people were subscribed when they started watching a channel or something. I've never kept track of that at all.
I feel like it's something to keep track of. I don't know.
I don't think I subscribed to Beast until we had been friends for like a year and a half.
He had to earn it.
Well, like I said before, like a lot of you guys found him, you joined the community, and like you guys grew close. I met him through Save the World, and then I was like, all right, these people are cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
I don't even know
And then I would just chill.
how far
I am pretty
along
cool.
we were at that time. I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying is I don't know, because I was just like, oh, this is my friend. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Let's play some Save the World.
Yeah.
I started reconstructing my little subscriber timeline, actually. Starting with like Call of Duty, because I think I hit 3,000 subscribers around Call of Duty. And that, more or less, once I got into PUBG and then Call of Duty, that marked the end of Minecraft. So if anybody was around for the quote-unquote Minecraft days, that was like the first 2,500 subscribers or so. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I play Pokemon the entire day at the mall, only to start the podcast, and then the bonus box hits the shop. And I'm like, you just settle down,
could they
game.
do that
and I
to
can't
ya?
even buy it. I have too many raid passes. All right, well, it's enough Pokemon Go. That's their advertisement for the day. I love that game. I'm playing it so much. I thought my camera was out of focus, but I think Discord's just,
Discord's the thing that's out of focus.
Yeah.
Makes
There's an
sense.
event box and a bonus box. Yeah, there's a big one coming up on Saturday. 12-hour, one-day event. 9 to 9 local time. All 150 original Pokemon are available. All of them. And
Hold on, when is this? I
this
zoned
Saturday.
out for a second.
Next Saturday.
This Saturday.
So in 5 days or so. And it's like a $12 or $15 pass, but for a 12-hour event, I mean, you know, what can you do nowadays for $12 that's going to entertain you for a day? So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a good time. All of them. Some brand new shinies. Every shiny that wasn't available is now available. Regionals and everything. I'm excited about it. That'll be a crazy day. I bought new battery packs, which I am absolutely nerding out over, because I use this one, which is like a rugged 10,000 amp hour, and it was $20 on Black Friday. That's why I got it. But this thing, like, you could probably drive over it with your car, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So I need one of those.
You should probably make that a common practice.
Well, that's what I'm
but you can
saying.
if
Is
you want
that
to.
is what I've been using, and it is way overkill for in my pocket. Like, if something's gonna happen to my battery pack, I'm probably on the floor, or something big hit my leg, and I.
You don't just drop things. How nice it must be.
I don't. not out of my pocket. No.
It's not my fault. My pockets are this big. All right.
I wear
Why
cargo
don't-
shorts.
I don't get the point of that. Why women's pants pockets are so tiny.
I don't know.
Oh, don't worry, women don't
I
get
think
it
that's
either.
because of purses.
They have the
I
option
don't
to
know.
buy cargo pants. They exist.
I'm wearing cargo pants.
There you go. See what I mean? She gets it already.
Yeah.
And their pocket.
Oh, and there's
Yeah.
still tiny pockets. Those are embarrassing. Wow.
Oh, well, I could fit. Yeah, they are still pretty
Yeah.
tiny. I can fit my hand, and my hand wears child-sized gloves. So
I've got a whole thing.
Whenever I shop for clothing for my wife, she always likes pockets, so I always make sure that there are pockets in the clothing so that she just appreciates it a little more. Because pockets are nice to have.
I peed on my belt when I was going to the bathroom. So anyway, these are the shorts I wear every time, because, you got the front pockets, the back pockets, which I don't really use, but these are the big...
Did he just gloss over peeing on his clothes?
These are the big pockets I use, and they're very heavy duty. There's a lot of space in there. And
Yeah.
she's just losing it.
It was a joke, Rosa.
It was not. I actually did. I got it all over the right side of the seat.
Oh, God.
She's just so amused by that. I've never done that before. I was like, oh shit, I just peed on my belt. Oh no. I wiped it off.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, no, I was a
Well,
little
I mean, it
embarrassed
maybe
that
has,
it
but I
happened.
wouldn't talk
Your
about
mother
it.
would. I was about to say your mother probably begs to differ. You probably did it.
No.
For.
I just openly shared that. You think I'd lie about this now? Like, I'm not embarrassed. I used to pee on the seat when I was younger, but, I mean, you learn how to aim as you get older, You practice with your tools. So, yeah.
This is an overshare, but my son is just the right height that he just kind of leans into it to so he like bounces it on the edge. And
Oh no.
It made me think of Manny from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where he's standing on the seat and doing it. I don't know if he ever did that in the book, but I could totally picture his little body just standing on the seat.
I'm not looking forward for when my kid has a growth spurt. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just need to start sitting down is what he needs to start doing.
But I've been telling Sig
Solves
this, that
everything.
I've gone out to enough events with Pokemon where I just have it down to a science. Like, I know which pocket my battery pack goes into. My sister got me one of these where I can put in headphones and a 1-foot cable because it's nice and short.
Yeah.
And that actually slides in like really comfortably behind the pack, and that just fills up an entire pocket. And then
That works.
it's pretty clean from there. Wallet goes on the other side, and we're good to go. And not in the bottom pocket, because then it'll slap my leg all day. I put it in my... It doesn't matter.
solve everything.
But
Wait,
because
what's
it's
up?
such a big battery pack, that's what I'm all
Sitting down, it
excited
doesn't
about.
solve everything.
Is
Fair
I can
enough.
is
It doesn't solve cold water.
Okay, you got me there.
It doesn't solve everything. I actually
Sitting
do put
down to pee.
Oh my god. we're
Yeah,
back to
it doesn't
that.
solve everything. It doesn't solve cold water.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I use that made me think of my water bottle, because I'll put that in my left pocket as well. It fits right into the shorts. I used to put them in the sleeve of my hoodies at school, and I used to just like throw it out of my sleeve because it was middle school and we were stupid. But one time it exploded on the ramp, and the principal pulled me out of class to get a mop. He's like, clean that shit up. It's just water, but yeah, whoops. So anyway, I'm all excited because this battery pack should
For
be
a second, my head was going like, why would it be a big deal that you spilled water? It would just evaporate. And then I realized your school was probably all indoors because you live in Minnesota, and my school was like
As open as it
It's
could
like
be.
a campus.
yeah, it was like one of those outside malls, but like
Yeah.
a square. There was a courtyard and everything was outside.
Yeah, no, we're definitely all indoors. I'd never even considered that. Well, if you think about our season, we start in September and then we end in June. So we get like 3 warm months out of a 9-month school year.
School year.
Yeah.
So
The most we would get was rain, and I swear to God, my school was just like when you see an outside mall. There's like an overhang, and then there's all the classrooms, and
Yeah.
No, never.
I can kind of picture that. Ours was mostly one building. Then we had like these little trailer-looking buildings outside for all the classes they didn't care about and that didn't get any funding.
The add-on classes.
I do remember one time,
Yeah.
'cause my middle school
For
was a
us, it
giant
was
hell.
health class.
With like the auditorium over here, and then entrance was in the corner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we would have like music or band way at the corner, and we'd have to walk this way. So instead of doing the whole thing, all the kids, I don't even know if we were allowed to do this, just took the hypotenuse. We took the exit and walked across the parking lot and went that way, just because why take the right angle? I mean, and you got to go
Yeah.
outside for a little bit, which is not something you get a lot of in the school, because, nope, beast, don't rant about school. It's not worth it. So anyway, yeah, getting outside was, I'll go into a whole thing. I'm not going to stop myself.
Well,
hallways.
to circle back on you doing something dumb as a kid and getting in trouble for it in school, you remember milk cartons, like the little cardboard box of chocolate milk?
If you punch them, does that make you milk knuckles?
No. But I stomped one.
I don't get it.
Twitch viewers get it.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, there's a viewer. His username is Milk Knuckles, and
asking
him for quite a while to explain that. But with the little cardboard chocolate milk carton, you finish the chocolate milk, close it back up, and fold the top down to make a cube, and then set it on the floor and stomped on it, thinking, it'll just flatten it. It did not just flatten it. You would have thought somebody got shot. It was a fucking gunshot of a sound.
Did you ever make poppers?
Kids would do that on purpose.
And everyone in the entire cafeteria was like, and
Did you like
9. I was 9 or something, so it wasn't like intentionally I'm gonna scare the shit out of everybody. No, it was just I'm gonna squash this.
We would do the same sort of thing with water bottles, where you like twist the middle of it as much as you can, and then you just slowly untwist the bottle cap until it shoots off like a rocket.
We used to fold up a piece of paper where you could pop it, and when it would flatten out, it'd make that sound. And we got engineering with that shit. We figured it out. You could do it with notebook paper. Then it was better if you did it with 2 pieces of paper. And then in one of our classes, we had heavy-duty cardboard, and it was like a pretty sizable sheet of paper. I shit you not. When I popped that thing, people ducked in the hallways. It literally echoed like a gunshot. And this chick who was sick of my shit ran up to me and ripped it up.
It is a gunshot in an American school.
Stop! It was like, people ducked. It was like, oh my god, that was loud. My ears were ringing, and that was the last one I ever popped. That was the pinnacle.
We did
that
the
was
thing
peak of
where
my
you take a
career.
rubber band and you stick a pencil onto it and shoot it into the ceiling, and it would just stick.
We had a kid
look around the classroom. There's like 30 pencils just randomly around the ceiling of the classroom.
We had a kid throwing pencils up there and got it stuck one time. Yeah,
I appreciate all the happy birthdays, guys. That means a lot. Thank you. It's coming up on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have scheduled my Steam game gift for Wednesday.
Scheduled your gift.
Tom Joe said something about something similar to that, and it worries me because I just buy stuff randomly on Steam. What happens if you have a gift scheduled for someone and they purchase that item before the gift is scheduled?
It just shows that they already have that gift. And I mean, if that is the case where it's like the instant that it happens, I'm sure it'll like refund it in some sort of way. So like nothing is ever really technically lost.
Yeah. I just wondered about that. It occurred to me the other day when Tom just said something about having something scheduled for my birthday. I was like, oh Lord, what did he buy? Lean in a little bit to your microphone.
Who?
Chrichelle? You.
I'm leaning into my microphone.
Okay. Yeah. There's a red LED on your microphone.
Yeah, there is.
It's a red circle on your face whenever you get close.
I don't. Maybe I should cover it up, but that's like my only indicator that I'm muted, aside from you guys telling me. So maybe I could do like.
Just turn it a little bit toward. Between you and the.
No, it's on my eye now, so I don't know.
Well, no, just rotate the microphone like you did to show us. Just not quite far enough to show us.
Well,
How's that?
directional.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is actually directional.
Okay. Well, then leave it. It's fine. I'm the only one who said anything about it anyway. I was just curious.
Kobo was mentioning that
I tried to fix it.
they put dry ice in water bottles and toss them in the fountain. Then mentioned, oh yeah, we were working at Microsoft at the time. I was like, that's some really smart kid bullshit to be getting into. Dry ice and water bottles.
Yeah.
Did they make that illegal?
Yeah,
the dry ice bombs. I don't remember.
They always explain it to us as like a terroristic threat in a way or something like incredibly dramatic, so we wouldn't do it. So yeah, they were fully inclined to throw the book at anyone who did that.
You know what I found out makes the best explosion? Making a dry ice bomb out of a water bottle.
What?
Whenever you're ready.
Smart water.
Specifically, these actually make the best explosion with dry ice.
That shape.
Y'all talking about making this shit happen, like for funsies. I in the hood, if you were like making it sound like gunshots, I swear to God, at least 3 kids would probably pull out a piece. Like
every time we had anything to do with the dry ice thing, it was always like around 4th of July or some holiday where they were having fireworks and crap all day anyway, so that we wouldn't have the cops called on us because we knew better.
I don't know any kids that owned a gun growing up. I mean, he does now, and that's when a bunch of FBI raided him, but no, not anymore.
They are not legally obtained weapons.
We had 2 FBI raids on our street, and only one of them was legitimate. They were hauling guns out of his house.
We had the riot squad called on our school.
Fun.
Jeez.
I just thought that was interesting because nice hat. It's a Lululemon headband. Keeps my hair out.
It's just slowly creeping toward the crown of your head.
It's not on my forehead because it gets staticky down here. It's very regular. I'll go to a light switch.
It looks like a Boo from Aladdin.
Yeah.
His little hat.
Yep.
His
Oh,
fez,
textbooks.
his little fez. That's what it's called.
Yep, dropping textbooks will do it. Reminds me of that old thing where she That reminds me of the old thing where you drop the textbook to cover a fart, but then you time it wrong.
So everyone's paying attention.
So it grabs everybody's attention and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever works as anyone intends it to work.
Your sister and you were talking about me? Wants to ask me questions and what kind of music to listen to. We actually heard a Selena Gomez song at the mall, and I thought I didn't recognize it, but I got it. I got that one. Well, shit. She should add me on Discord, and the Nightbot's not working. I want to drop the Discord link in chat.
Speaking of the shirt, Rosa.
Yeah.
How are the girls doing? Everything healing up well?
She does not have daughters. If anybody's trying to figure that one out.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
How's your tummy? Still a lot of pain, or?
The stitches on my hips, because it goes from hip to hip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In like the middle, it's doing great. On my hip, where there are moving parts, not so great. It's really annoying. I'm just gonna say it. So, because I have a fat ass, when I sit down, it like pushes, my skin up. And so it's irritating the stitches on my hip every time I'm sitting up, because they took the tape off my stitches. They took the surgical tape off my stitches. So like it's more obvious now when like more obvious the pain to me now. And so it just it sucks. The only time it doesn't hurt is when I'm laying down.
Well, laying down is just like pinnacle anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
But I can only lay on my back.
I've been having a hard time getting up in the morning. I just want to stay in bed. But
it is pretty cozy.
I feel like that's not a unique thing. It's because of the cold. I turn the space heater off during the night, and then it's cold everywhere but my burrito in bed. And I just want to stay there.
To cozy up next to you.
You need to put the space heater on a timer then.
Oh yeah, because I can just do that.
I mean, you can.
Are you being a smartass? Are you being sarcastic?
Really.
Okay.
Not this one. It's not gonna. How do I do that?
Let me get you something.
Wire up a gizmo? I don't want to buy
Amazon.
God damn it. Peace, there's snow everywhere. Actual snow or wet ice?
I don't have the same problem he has. He's in the basement, so he has a lot of cold coming through the walls at him.
Window?
That is a problem.
Okay, do you want it to be wireless?
I don't want
the sun on them. I'm sweating by midday easily, sitting here in this room.
Yeah. This window, if it was floor level, I could walk through like a big doorway. And so that is just a huge amount of cold. And my mom suggested plastic on it, but I'm like, I'm not going to go to that effort. But, he linked me anyway.
It's only $7.
The other thing, though, is that the cold has caused it to dry out really bad here. And I'm not used to that. So my sinuses
outlet. So it shuts off power on a timer.
I got a humidifier.
Oh, God, it's $6 with Prime.
And
Jesus.
It has helped a ton. It has been amazing.
The cold is terrible. I always get bloody noses when it's super duper cold out. Because
my problem is I've been waking up like unable to breathe and like blowing my nose and it just being a mess.
For me, my forehead just dries out in some weird way, and I don't really understand it.
Your T-zone?
Moisturize.
Yeah.
Your little T-zone, you need to moisturize your T-zone.
You need to drink more water, and you need to moisturize.
Your T-zone is the place between your eyebrows and the bridge of your nose.
I didn't know any of this, but I'll try.
Shaped like a little T.
Maybe.
You gotta get facial moisturizer.
T-zone. Yeah, right now it's just dry right here, and it's annoying.
Yeah,
I could solve that
like
very
fancy.
easily. So.
You just go to like Target and get like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll say for face. Don't do the one that says body. Get the one that says face, or you're gonna break out. Because the one for
I'll
body.
Probably get some of the stuff that my wife has and just steal from her supply because she's got. Lots
go to the store and get one of those men's 13-in-1.
13-in-1
chat.
Yeah.
Because me and my family have all
balls.
had this similar reaction.
Dish soap.
Driveway.
Car wash.
Also works as toothpaste.
Yeah. 13-in-1.
All of us born-bred Minnesotans are like, oh, dry air. Oh, so rough. We're like, bloody noses.
Hey, I
guess.
Full willingly tell you, I just don't handle it well.
No, it's just fun. It's like, yay. Finally our cold whatever endurance.
You guys are all talking about your negative temperatures. Let's see. What is it right now? It's a super duper cold 59 degrees over here.
Warmest it's been in a couple of days. It's 0 out.
I drove to Starbucks with the windows down, dressed like this, button up.
Yeah.
And I got a frappuccino. Like, it's freezing out.
Say that like the cold stopped us from getting milkshakes before we walked out into it to get in the car. Like
my milkshake.
You already showed your snowman, Barry.
We were talking about that record cold beast in Minnesota. Apparently that's in Ely, which is in the northern part of the state, near Lake Superior.
Doesn't count.
And it is the coldest it's ever been is -50.
Jeez.
In Ely, Minnesota, apparently, from what I'm reading.
That's insane.
But, yeah, -50 on February 13th. So, yeah.
You see my face?
Yeah, no. That's the kind of cold where you walk outside and you spit and it freezes before it hits the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you go outside for 30 minutes and you got like icicles in your beard and facial hair.
You don't go outside for 30 minutes. That's the thing.
It's where the snow and ice hurts your face. Just
you bundle up to walk to the mailbox and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about that where it happens to me even when I go to breathe. The cold outside is so different from the warm air. I actually suffocate a little bit sometimes. I don't know what effect's happening there, but it's like, like it actually
your
is.
Your lungs are literally freezing and then defrosting because of the warmth in the rest of your body.
My lungs aren't cold. No, I just mean like the air. I think it's just a change in temperature, like sucks the heat out or something.
I mean, the air is cold enough to freeze the moisture in your throat, and
I don't know.
That's how it works.
But we are very much closer to the Twin Cities, and the record of 25 below is 146 years old in the Twin Cities.
Wow.
And yeah, so that right there is 25 below is possible that it's about to happen. In 146 years.
It might have been the real feel that was
That's insane.
27, because we definitely had that. Anyway, it was still just interesting.
The coldest it's ever been, was in 1888, and it dropped to 41 below.
Oh.
In the Twin Cities.
Life was harder back then. I remember it specifically.
Had to walk to school in the snow both ways, uphill.
Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah, of course.
Honestly, if there is a hill on the way to school, it would be uphill both ways. It'd also be downhill, though, so...
Well, I mean, it would be a lot easier if your path didn't take you over top of the playground seesaw, so...
It's pronounced L-E? Oh. I don't live there. Don't really. Yeah.
I wouldn't know that either. If it's ELI, I'd call it Eli.
No, it's ELY.
Okay. All right. Well, then it's Eli.
Which is still to me Eli. I don't care.
A lie.
Every once in a while, I'll get this random spike in people adding me on Discord, and that's it. That happened yesterday. It's not that exciting, but it came.
Do you get the random spike where people spam dumb crap in the?
Not on Twitch, believe it or not. It's only on YouTube. It literally just doesn't happen on Twitch. Although Twitch has spam protection, where you can't say the same thing if you just said it 30 seconds ago.
That's
YouTube
probably exactly why.
If Mad Official TV, Madai, Agatino, Mascoli 46 wants to just make every other... If he just wants to be that guy, he can. Like, there's nothing to stop him other than any mod in chat. Three different people
mods.
time him out. It only happens on YouTube. I forgot about the filter on Twitch, though. So that's probably that. Yeah.
So we stopped in at the Amazon 4-star Plus store or whatever the hell it's called in the Mall of America.
Yeah.
It's really where they sell just a bunch of crap off of Amazon that has a 4-star rating or better. And
okay.
We walked in there. I went in there just for the sheer what the hell is in here of it, not looking for anything in particular. And I'm glad I wasn't looking for anything in particular, because that place is just a nightmare of just random.
To be honest, it sounds kind of fun.
No rhyme or reason of why this would be next to that item. It was just, they had little sections
when
where
I'm manic, shopping on Amazon, and then putting shit on my shelves.
Yeah, one moment.
Well,
one moment. Fun. One moment you're looking at spatulas, the next moment you're looking at shoes, and it's I don't know what's going on here.
Huh.
But
what am I knocking over?
The walls were organized.
It's a neat little store, but at the same time, I did nothing in it. Was like, oh yeah, you got to have that. So.
And
I've been growing my library still.
Of what?
It's nice. Of books. My library of books.
It's weird that people actually buy books. I mean, bookshelves nowadays are just used for Disney figures and shit like that.
I have books up there.
A book.
Yeah.
All my D&D books. There's books over there. They're all different types of books, and then those are my D&D books. I accept gifts of more D&D books at any time.
How much are those? Are they expensive?
They're like $20 to $40. I mean, but they're big books.
Do you have the Monstrous Compendium?
The Monstrous Compendium? Do you mean the Monster Manual?
No, well, there's a Monster Manual and there's the Monstrous Compendium. But,
no.
Yeah.
So I have the Player's Handbook, Dungeons Master's Guide, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and the Monster Manual. That's all I have. I just have 4 books. And then the other 3 books right there, the littler ones, they are the Young Adventurer's Guide, the D&D dumbed down, meant for younger kids. And I read those to Clark. My old DM actually bought those for Clark for his birthday last year.
That's cute.
Yeah, because I was joking about it. I was in a call with him, and I was looking at shit, and I saw those, and I was like, you should get those for Clark for his birthday.
Yeah.
And
he's like, fuck around and find out. I will.
Yeah. I mean, he was my DM for 3, almost 4 years, that one campaign that I was in, and so he was like, yeah, let's indoctrinate your child to D&D. Let's do it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
And that's a pretty considerate gift, because that's an entire lifetime of stories that you and your son can share together, and it's kind of sweet, actually.
I don't want to DM my kid. He's an asshole.
The Monstrous Compendium, the reason I asked about that one specifically is that's where I got the image that I used as a reference for drawing that before I got it as a tattoo.
That's cool.
That's the binding from the Book of Vile Things in the Monstrous Compendium.
I think that's 3.5.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
I said Sig led me into a bookstore today. I was kicking and streaming, but it happened.
We went to Barnes & Noble, and Beast was like, so we're just shopping around? And I was like, no, I'm here for a specific book. And he was like, what?
I asked him if he was getting
Yeah.
crossword puzzles.
I went by and picked up.
Thief?
Yeah, Brom.
Nice.
It's I probably have told you guys about it. It's a nightmarish retelling of Peter Pan.
Oh, I think I've heard of that actually.
And it's a very, very good book.
I've heard about it because you've talked about it before, actually.
Yes. It's one of my favorite books ever. And I bought it because I loaned it to a friend years ago and then never saw it again.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing that I can't.
I wasn't mad at her over it, whatever, but I figured I'd like to own a copy again. And I bought it for myself for my birthday because it's my birthday and I can get me stuff if I want.
Of course. I am going to add that to my wish list, actually, because it sounds kind of cool.
Nobody was telling him he couldn't, chat.
Why
do not add it to your wish list.
I'm gonna.
No,
I will.
because after I read this and I get Beast to read it and maybe Mom Beast to read it, then I might just mail it to you.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I mean, that will give it more meaning.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nerds reading books.
And I mean, again, I want you to read it. I think it's a fantastic book, and I think you would thoroughly enjoy it. So
I've been getting through all of Tolkien's books. I'm on The Return of the King just now. I just finished The Two Towers, and yeah, it's very long, very dry. Not as dry as the Silmarillion was. I actually started reading that book before I read the rest of the Lord of the Rings, and the Silmarillion was boring, but I slogged through it. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot more than just like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and the Silmarillion. Actually, there's also other stories. But once I get through those and collect all of them, I need to find a new like long epic series to get.
The Wizard of Oz and all of its offshoots and stuff is also really good.
The Sword of Truth.
The Sword of Truth is good too.
I'm adding both of those things.
Yeah. Wizard of Oz had.
How's it pronounced?
Oz. O-Z.
Just kidding.
Don't confuse the viewers. No, but there's the Emerald City. There's the Patchwork Man. There's a lot of different.
That's actually
offshoots.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. Okay, I'm trying to spell this. How's it pronounced?
Oh, don't get caught up and watch that prison show Oz. That's not the Wizard of Oz at all.
It is very different, very worth watching.
It's worth watching.
Here's the one I just found. What was the other one that you just mentioned, Rosa?
Sword of Truth.
The Sword of Truth.
Although if you're opposed to male nudity and prison rape scenes, then maybe a different show would be a better avenue. Oz is a hell of a show. That is.
Yeah.
I only got 3 episodes in, and it was.
Yeah.
I don't know why I stopped watching. I just never picked it back up. But. Yeah.
I just started watching His Dark Materials, which is based off of The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and I forget the Amber Spyglass.
I did that whole thing just made me want a war bear. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. I loved those books as a kid, and like I just saw the first episode of that, but it seems good so far, and it seems better than like the straight to DVD movie that they tried to make of it. That was a bad movie. Just like the series of unfortunate events. That was okay, but you got to finish the series if you're going to make a movie about it. So, I really hate when they try and do adaptations.
Have you seen the Netflix series?
Yes, that's amazing. I love that.
They actually follow the books.
Yeah, which I very much appreciate.
Jim Carrey did the movie, right?
Yeah.
And then it was what's his name?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris that did the show. Okay. Because
Neil Patrick Harris.
I liked both of them as Olaf, but I liked Neil Patrick Harris better, I think.
He was more sinister than like Jim Carrey.
And he was just working with a better script, a better dynamic between.
Well, Jim Carrey has a lot more slapstick in his personal style of comedy anyway.
That's true.
And when Jim Carrey's playing a character, he's actually just playing Jim Carrey. So
you could very easily have pulled out anything that Count Olaf said and put it into almost any other movie that Jim Carrey was in.
Yeah.
I read that about. I got recommended a random Deadpool scene from Wolverine Origins 2009 is what the title said.
Yeah.
And somebody commented how Ryan Reynolds has every part he's ever played was an audition for Deadpool. Like he is Deadpool, and I kind of like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He is Deadpool. He's so fun because he is so sarcastic and like he can be mean sarcastic, but he fucking cares about people and he'll say it like that. Like, you're an asshole, but I fucking love you. Like, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that what was that damn movie? I don't remember the name of it now. It was like where they worked in a big box store like Costco or something.
Ooh,
Was that Ryan Reynolds in that?
I don't know.
I don't recall. What was the plot?
Love story, falling in love, working coworkers in a big box like Costco type store.
No idea.
I don't know.
If it was titled Big Box, that might not have been a family show.
I'm looking forward to that movie Free Guy that's supposed to be coming out with him. Where he's
I
supposed
thought that was
to be
out already. Is it not?
It's 2021. I don't know if it came out yet or not, but it's.
Oh
it's
yeah, like everything was delayed. I forgot about that.
Him as an NPC in a video game figures out that he is in a video game.
Is that not out yet?
I don't think it is.
I heard about that and thought, oh, that'll be fun.
I just kind of forgot that like everything just isn't out yet because of this last year, and it's sad.
There was some meme that talked about NPC personality where you don't talk to anybody unless they talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't even know the context. That was it. That was just the whole thing. It might have been I think there was a Urban Dictionary thing.
It was back around the time of that movie Waiting, where he was in the restaurant.
Raul said, "Sick birthday gift. You are amazing. You know where to look." Oh, I got that as.
Oh shit. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to figure this thing out.
Sig's phone goes bzz, bzz, and PayPal's like, "You got a notification."
It may not have been him, but it may have been somebody similar to him. I'll have to dig into that later.
Who's similar to him? All right, don't insult him like that.
Yeah, Raul's a unique flower.
I was not talking about Raul.
Raul has a battery pack that charges through solar power, and he's trying to convince me to get one. He's saying you can use it even to just charge your other battery packs. And I'm like, okay. 12 hours is the longest I've ever been out in one day. I don't...
What? Backpacks.
I don't know where he thinks you're going to be that you're going to get that much sunlight.
Yeah.
He's a military man who travels around. I'm like, okay, I get that you need it. But where do you think I'm going to get enough sun to
when I was
anything?
in the National Guard, and what I found using it the first time that I was away from home without any sort of like Wi-Fi or any sort of thing like that, I just found out that a long extension cord would have been the much better thing to bring. So I could just plug it into something else, like some sort of generator, bury that cable so no one saw, and then just brought it over to my sleeping area. And
speaking of long extension cords, handful of years back, I was living in a duplex. For those of you that don't know, a duplex is one house with two living spaces in it, separate from each other, like apartments in one building. But it's just two spaces, And my ex-girlfriend's brother was living in the other half of the duplex, him and his girlfriend and their kid. I was living in one half, they were living in the other half. And I missed my utility payment for the electricity one month.
Oh no.
Because I was broke at the time and couldn't afford it, and they cut my fucking electricity off.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So to get through the next few days to my paycheck, I ran an extension cord out of his window and into my window. Yeah. And just ran a TV and a window unit air conditioner off of that extension cord for a couple of days, and basically lived in one room where it was air conditioned. Right. But I was working and I was making money happen, but it happened to hit on a weird thing.
I've had that happen to me before. It's not easy.
But they cut it off like that, and I was like, dude, what the hell? And
yeah, they don't give you like a extension on that or anything. It's just instant.
I don't know what was going on. I think it had something to do with like the previous people who had rented the duplex or the owners of the duplex having been a problem in the past or so. I don't know, but they cut that shit off immediately. And I was like, what the hell? Like I called them and everything. And they were just like, nope, you don't have any kind of leeway here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, I didn't do anything wrong.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, but they cut that shit off immediately, and I was like,
certain states they can't do that, like during the winter time when you need to heat and cool your house. But
yeah, we were in a middle like fall kind of situation. But yes, speaking of money and everything, Raul, dude, you don't have to do that. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. The birthday gift that you are too much.
Raul.
And
yeah, that makes me the extent of my real world with getting electricity cut off was just watching the show Shameless, where they were always like getting 1 or 2 months behind, and they knew that they knew the guy by name on that show, and they're like, "Come on, man," or Marcus, or whatever his name was, "Can't you do it?" He's like, "I can't. We're already 3 months. We gotta shut it off." And it's like, damn. Imagine being that impoverished. That whole show is just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I can imagine. I've been there.
I've been there with a friend of mine when we went out to the thing on the street and opened the lid up and turned the water back onto their house.
Yep.
Like illegally, and then went on about our day.
Yeah, we've
many years
ran
ago.
The hose from our neighbor's hose, like outdoor one, into ours so that we could have water. Done that one before.
Yep. We've all had a little bit of a struggle at some point or another.
We've all ridden on the struggle bus at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage, so that because you couldn't afford your garbage bill.
I found out that recycling is a scam.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's all being sent to Malaysia now and being burned.
Not what I was, but I've been watching Penn and Teller's Bullshit, that show from like 2003. I don't know if anybody here ever watched it, but it's kind of interesting, and it's pretty straightforward as they just take things that are bullshit and then expose it. Let me
explain why they're bullshit.
Let me see if I can pull up their episodes. It's funny because I just signed it in my sister's Hulu because my mom told me to log in, and I never told her or anything. But yeah, their very first episode was like talking to the dead and bottled water and feng shui, where like rearranging your house can improve the flow of the energy. So they got 3 experts charging as much as like $1,500 for the session, and all 3 of them gave different answers. One said the red in the room was the best thing they could have done. The other one said, "Oh God, that has to go." And I was like, "Oh my God." They're all citing science. Those are some of the easier ones, but they do tackle other stuff like religion and closer to the heart stuff. I think there's
that one thing. It's called like water divining or whatever it is.
No one can prove that's right or wrong.
Yeah,
they did.
I think I stopped
proved
watching.
It wrong, like completely.
Well, no, what I mean is nobody that claims they can divine water with a divining rod has ever proven that they can actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Did they take
okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Didn't they take like a guy and put him in a building with water in one corner of the building and have him divine the water, and it didn't work?
Yeah.
I had I think I stopped watching halfway through that episode because the rest of it was bottled water, which I'm already on board with. But yeah, a lot of those companies will straight up from the tap, like they are literally selling you your own water, and it's
the exact same water that comes.
They're also taking it from the Great Lakes at like pennies to the millions of gallons, which is a scam. And
anyway, there's a bunch of episodes. Oh, my favorite one was on PETA. That was a good one. Anyway.
I fucking hate PETA. They kill more animals than anyone because they believe that an animal's better off dead than being a human companion.
They went in hard on PETA. Yeah, you might like that episode, Donna. And a lot of times, like Penn and Teller, they have like a very blatant liberal bias, but they try to be fair with everybody in their own words. They make fun of themselves as much as they make fun of the people they're talking about. It's an interesting show. Plus, it's Penn and Teller, so there's just all the time Teller, anytime he's on screen, is just randomly doing card tricks and shit. Like he's just casually like making shit disappear because these guys are literally master sleight of hand people. It's very interesting. So the one that got me was recycling. and how it's like a complete scam, like every part of it. The first one for me as a kid, just indoctrinated, look at me using big words, with paper.
Yeah.
I've always been told to recycle paper. There's never been a question in my entire life. But then it's kind of an obvious thing to think about, but like they replant their trees. It's actually pretty bad business to not replant the forest. So we've actually got more trees now than we ever did before because these farms are profiting tree-wise. You don't need to recycle trees. There's actually more work to recycle it than it is for them to just grow more trees and ship it out. And
I mean, the purpose of the recycling is to make sure that it's not ending up in a landfill.
And that's what they also
should
covered.
Be the end goal.
That's what I held on to the whole time. And then landfills aren't actually that bad. They line it with clay so it doesn't get into the groundwater. They cap it off with dirt and grass so it's livable and there's no smell. And then they siphon the gas in some cases, either just out and away, or one landfill they showed was actually recycling that methane gas to power homes in the area. Like 50,000 homes are getting powered by a landfill.
This must not be in Texas because there's been every single report about Texas is they weren't properly flaring.
And that's the thing,
it was just methane going into the upper atmosphere.
A proper landfill can absolutely not actually be that bad. And I was mind blown by that. I was like, what? And the thing that I thought of was, they don't just leave it open when it's full or they're done with it. They just cap it off with the dirt and you wouldn't even know. They plant grass over it and it's actually not unsightly. And it's incredible to me that all of that was just, and like they said, like repurposing some of the stuff is more energy than you're saving. Like plastic, it's not good. We shouldn't be producing as much of it as we are, but recycling plastic bottles into pants and shit like that is not better than just producing more plastic. It's not helping anything.
Well, because it takes so much water to do that process that at that point, any environmental effect that you would have had by using that instead of
water, energy, money, other fuels.
Yeah.
And then paper was a big one too, is like, I'm sorry, Sig, but lastly, they'll if you recycle like a newspaper or whatever, they'll filter all the ink and everything out, and then they've got this toxic sludge that they can't do anything with anyway. It's not like they have a magic cure. And then the paper gets made back into paper, which we could have just gotten from a tree. So it was super interesting.
I recall visiting family in Virginia Beach, and they have a park nearby their house that is called Mount Trashmore, and it's because it used to be a landfill. Yeah. And it is now just a giant hill with like beautiful grass and trees and shit growing on it and everything. You would never know to look at it that it was ever even remotely a landfill or whatever. But apparently it is, and I think they are properly gassing it to use the methane that is still being produced by it or whatever to power homes and stuff.
And it should be stated,
if I recall from what my cousin told me,
is probably going to lay into is that they do not all do that. I'm aware of ones even in Minnesota where they just put pipe so it doesn't explode, and then it just...
In Texas, like, they are completely underreporting the amounts of methane emissions are actually coming out of those, and it's destructive to our atmosphere and environment.
I didn't just spill matcha all down.
And as far as like the recycling plastic in its current state, only certain types of plastic are actually recyclable, like HDPE and sometimes in some cases polypropylene. The rest of it is all going to Malaysia, and most of it is being burned there. Since 2017, China no longer accepts our plastic. So Malaysia also doesn't have the infrastructure to actually process that, so they burn it.
It's frankly unavoidable as an American.
The problem is, like, it does not matter that it is more expensive. It just needs to be recycled properly, and that needs to be handled without the cost of it being taken into the effect. And that's the major problem with it, is because no one wants to take on that cost, and no company is going to take on that cost. So that's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's the argument they made was, again, they said plastic in general. They didn't specify any certain types, but the way they figured was having it sit in a landfill taking the 1,000 years it's going to take is better than the process to make it into anything else, because it's, and I hate the whole single-use plastic stuff. Like, we order to go from restaurants very occasionally, and they'll give us like 4 or 5 rounds of paper or like plastic forks and knives. We're like, we're taking this home, right? Like, you can just keep these. We don't need.
In California, you have to specifically request single-use plastics.
Yeah,
because
it needs to be everywhere.
And then you pay extra for them.
Plastic forks and knives wrapped in plastic. Like, you can just keep all of that. We'll wash our metal forks at home. Thank you.
Right.
That is totally fine. You don't need that. And that's why I say it's unavoidable as an American, because I implore you to go a month without buying anything without any plastic. You just can't. Everything's wrapped in it. Everything is either made of it.
Because I live in California and there's hippie stores where you could refill things. So I would just have to take my Tupperware or glass jars that we've saved from, oh God, I'm a hippie. Anyways, our like favorite pre-made pasta sauce is Classico, and those are really good jars, which is how I'm a millennial, because I get excited about really good reusable things. So Classico is really good reusable jars. I could take them either to the farmer's market or to the hippie store and just like refill things like coffee. I could put it in the jar. All types of yep, I could do honey.
That's absolutely awesome.
They have natural like peanut butter, and by natural they have like a machine that grinds it right there. Like, it's fucking cool.
And that's the type of solution that needs to be done to properly address this. This needs to be something that's on like a full frontal effort to handle this.
The final thing that blew my mind, air date on that, because I said it's an old show, 2004. I was like, if we knew this when I was in elementary school, why the hell did I grow up with a recycling craze if all of it is bullshit?
We knew it 10 years before that.
Because companies benefit from not recycling.
Oh yes, it's
why.
that was their home point, was recycling is a major business.
I mean, even those little like plastic logos that have like a little triangle with a number inside, that's an identifier. It isn't a recycling logo. So yeah, it's because companies aren't.
See, now I feel really guilty for not doing all the reusable stuff that I could do. But I also I do shop at the farmers market now that I'm back in California. I did this when I lived here before in this like same area, and I do like buy my bread there and like a lot of my produce, my strawberries, and I look like fucking Belle from Beauty and the Beast with my burlap reusable bag, and then like my like cheesecloth that I put shit in so that it doesn't like bleed onto each other, because I don't need my celery tasting like strawberries. I don't.
My mom's been using her own bags for like places like Aldi. You have to bag your own stuff with bags you bring.
In California, you have to. It's a law all over the entire state.
See, that's good.
You have to use reusable bags.
Help.
And as far as like any sort of personal effort, there's this one organization called Precious Plastics, and what they do is they focus on like third world type countries and like handling their recycling problems there. And what they focus on is like homegrown, like home style open source recycling methods, where you like separate all the different types of plastics, shred them in the separate types, and then put them through like handmade injection molders to make like homemade goods and homemade products that aren't disposable. And it makes them into actual thing. Like you can make like certain types of construction materials. People have made tables, beams, cups, bowls, all sorts of anything that you can imagine made out of plastic. They are able to make with injection molders and like extruders and stuff by running it through like a heater and then
I know some of these words.
Let me actually.
I've seen some stuff where somebody took a plastic water bottle or whatever and took a blade thing and just cut it into this thin, super long, one single strand, like the size of a spaghetti noodle or whatever, and then get 50 or 60 of those and weave them all together into a little wicker basket kind of thing. And I was like, that's fucking cool. You know?
Because when I look like Belle at the farmer's market, I want to look like Belle. I want a woven basket.
How's it going? And there's the crackhead that I see each morning.
Here is David Dackins. He's the precious plastic guy. And here's how you can make beams from plastic waste.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Welcome
cool.
to a new precious
and like it's an actual solution. You can skip around in that video. But
if we just stopped using plastic other than in things that we needed to use plastic for, and just focused on recycling paper,
mm-hmm.
we would be so much better off.
Yeah. Yeah, you make all the recycled plastic stuff and you get yourself a long piece of square tube and you can make yourself a beam out of that. So it's pretty cool.
It's nice that we're making progress, though.
Yeah. Yeah, all those are little extruded beams. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because in the 17 years since that episode aired, we've definitely made changes, which is
Yeah,
nice.
Millennials started that. Gen Z, we need you to keep on with your psycho shit and continue what we started, please.
Well, most of their psycho shit, they can settle.
Millennials are
plastics for sure are definitely, because the thing is, push comes.
Millennials' entire life have been trauma after trauma after
2008
trauma.
Housing market crash.
When was Columbine? That was in the early 90s, right? Or mid 90s?
I think what's more impactful is the other 200. How many shootings have been since then?
Too fucking many.
Enough that I've stopped counting.
I have feelings about the school shootings. Not that they're not tragic. They are all tragic. They are all terrible. They shouldn't be happening at all. But no one cared until it started happening to white schools.
Yeah.
Because there have been so many shootings at so many schools in the area where I've been from, but, attributed to gang shootings and whatnot. And they were at the schools. And they're never accounted for as a big tragedy because it wasn't happening to non-minorities.
Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
That's good.
That is a very big claim. I'm not touching it.
But yeah, trauma after trauma after trauma. Like, I distinctly remember 9/11. Like, every fucking minute of it.
I was in 3rd grade, but I still do remember it.
I was in 8th grade. I was, 11, 12 years old? 12.
I was
standing in my living room getting ready to go to work.
1 1/4. I remember nothing.
I was getting ready for school, and I was listening to the radio, like the news radio, because I was a fucking nerd. I actually liked being current on the news. Huh?
Well, you said was, but...
Still are.
I still am.
That hasn't changed.
I'm a fucking nerd. And they were talking about the first plane, because, California. So by the time I got up for school, the first plane had already hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I, had to, beg my mom to turn on the TV to watch the news, because the rule was no TV in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And we turned on the TV maybe 5 minutes before the second plane hit. We watched the second plane hit live.
Damn.
Fun.
Yep. I was working at Sbarro's in the Citadel Mall in Mount Pleasant.
I'm going to have to get on out of here. I told my wife I would have to leave early because she wants to do stuff and hang out in the snow and have a fun time or something. Because we're all stuck at home.
Out in the
so,
snow.
yeah.
Goes from complaining about being in the cold, wrapped in blankets and shit, to talking about, I'm gonna go play in the snow.
Hey,
Bye.
she was excited about it, so we're gonna go do that.
Raul, you want to come in?
I understand.
Raul will play.
That in chat.
Wait, what?
I was. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're just typing that?
No, your noise gate cut you off when you screamed.
Oh yeah, 'cause, God, I hate that. It's because I'm so lady voice. I said I was just about to type that.
Goodbye,
That's what I was
Chrichelle.
like leaning over for.
I sent you a Steam game gift, which will arrive on your birthday, Sig. So
Thank you very much.
I will see you
I
all
very much
next
appreciate
week.
it.
And I think we'll be able to play it together. It should be pretty fun, but I won't tell you which one it is. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye, chat.
Thanks. See you,
I
buddy.
never did play Don't Starve together with him. Although he never really summoned me for it, so we've been at a standstill for a few years.
Somebody in the chat asked me how old I am turning on my birthday, which will be 2 days from now. I'll be 39.
Too many
That
kids.
was a while
and lot
ago
of
that
noise.
somebody asked.
Let me go to the 3-person thing for now, then.
I could at least lean into one of the boxes for a minute.
Yeah, it's nice to I don't know. I think the plastic stuff we're making progress. You can say not fast enough, and it is what it is, but like a lot of people are conscious of it, so efforts are being made.
Once all the boomers die, everything will be fixed. Because millennials are coming in next, and we're gonna we're crazy, so we're just gonna be like, oh, this thing, we're not gonna ease into it. We're just gonna stop it and do the next thing. Like, oh, this thing that's destroying the planet, stop. And everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Horrifies me.
Everyone forgets about
Twitter
Gen
might
X.
be running the world.
Gen X.
You know what?
AOC is younger than me.
What I will agree with is the average age, isn't it in Congress and the Senate, is really old. Like
it's like 70.
Like they're really, how in touch can you be at 70, 80 years old? I've seen gray-haired people rule on like internet crimes. Like how the fuck could you possibly?
And they don't know how to log into their phone.
Really know what that like? I'll never forget the famous story. I got into a YouTube video that started highlighting how it was like a whole bunch of problems all at once, where a girl lied to him about her age, and then he crossed state lines to get with her. Then it turns out she was underage, which she even defended, saying, I lied to him, and they still threw the book at him. And this guy was like a computer science student, and his punishment was 5 years of no internet at like whatever he was, 17, 18. And he's like, holy fuck. They had to explain to the judge. It had to get on the news for them to be like, you can't do that. 5 years of no internet access to a you're going to fuck his life up. That's a computer science student. Yeah. Like that's a huge delay to his life. I mean, oh my God.
No.
And
no.
They eventually got that reduced and reversed or something. But it was scary.
Was talking with some of his colleagues about the insurrection and the storming of the Capitol, and they went into all these senators' offices and stuff, and all these senators are super fucking old. So their computers were unsecured, and if they were secured, they had like fucking Post-it notes of their passwords on their computer, and that it's just like it's a cybersecurity nightmare.
Uh-huh. Yep. So that's yeah. The problem is the younger, that kid who well, not kid, but the person who hacked Twitter and all those verified accounts to the Bitcoin scan. I watched a Hulu thing on that. The New York Times covered it, and it was a 17-year-old kid just doing the usual basic call into a cell phone and, try and get access to their phones. They did that with enough Twitter employees until they found one that could control accounts, and that was it. They could do anything they wanted on Twitter once they got into that employee's account. And it was... all he went for was a simple Bitcoin scam. Because at the beginning of the show, they introduced it. They're like, so was it just a kid or a mastermind? And they're like, both. He got into Twitter with unlimited access and then ran a simple Bitcoin scam.
The older generations that didn't grow up with the internet, because I think like me and Sig were honestly like the first generation, like ages to grow up with the internet. Anyone older than Sig doesn't understand it. And because they don't understand the internet, they think that you need to be like an adult and like have studied it to know how to do like hacking and whatnot. If you don't think that my kid's gonna understand packet tracing by the time he's like 12, you are mistaken, because he asks
Funny, I
a
was
lot
gonna
of
say
questions.
by 12.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
my 5-year-old gets on Sea of Thieves, and while that's not particularly complicated, I'm also like not training him to play. I'm not one of those parents being like, well, you do it. He says he
on
wants
his
to
own
play.
though. He's already better than like a third of the players probably.
Yeah, so that's on Sea of Thieves. And then on Minecraft, he can't even fucking read yet, guys. And on Minecraft, he navigates it better than some adult.
Yeah.
He navigates it better than my 70-year-old father would be able to.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you that.
Absolutely.
I watched my father on an Xbox try to play a Marvel video game where it was like a top-down looking at the characters running around on the screen, and he couldn't figure out which of the two characters on the screen he was. It was a 50-50 shot.
Wow.
And he couldn't figure out which one was him.
Ty's a rather young lady, and I played chess with her, and she didn't know which color she was on that either, so I don't know if that's...
My 5-year-old had to show my nanny how to navigate to Netflix on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Ty thought that she was... I think I was white in that game, I don't know, but she thought that she was me.
That was the one where they clipped it because she said, I didn't know I was black. And that made it that much more funny because she's black.
Wasn't trying to take it there, but it was just funny that she was making moves. I'm like, how did you not know what side you're on? I mean, but yeah, a black lady yelling, I didn't know I was black, it was a funny soundbite.
Yeah. Totally a great soundbite.
There's a TikTok I came across. Maybe you sent it to me, or did I just come across it?
I don't know. I might have
If
sent
you
it to
don't know it instantly by me saying that. It started out with so it was stitched videos together, which means the start of a video, a different video. This was total of 3. It started with a guy going, tell me what you don't like about blacks, and it cuts like to the next person, and she was like, I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about blacks. They're so fucking irritating. And then she goes around her house talking about black, like the color on things, how blacks never match. And she was like, I painted all 3 of these things with the same black paint, but that black is lighter than that black, and I can't ever get a shirt that's black to match pants that are black. And that was side by side with a black lady. So at the beginning she was like, oh hell no, and like you could tell she's like posturing up,
ready for her. Yeah.
Right. And then as it was clear she was talking about like the color on physical items, she was like, you right.
I feel you.
You're right. Yep. I'm right on board with that. Yep.
I thought was
Patricia
in chat
Archer?
was just ranting, but at this
point... No,
point,
I think I just came across it.
I don't know that they're actually here. Is that a bot?
Was it the show Archer where he bought all the turtlenecks? And,
oh yeah.
And he was like, and separate those turtlenecks. And he's like, aren't they all black? And he's like, are they? Or are some of them black and some of them slightly darker black? And I was like, what?
I need to rewatch Archer. I think I get it a lot better now that I'm so much older.
Yeah.
I think I'd funny. I think I'd find that funny. And the thing about computers is how like it's just it's such an essential skill in today's age. Like it spooks me how incompetent
I know
some people
a
can
lot
be.
of people like my age that don't even know how to use computers and are like amazed with me playing.
On Christmas laid out to my grandpa what a cell phone could do. And he was mind blown. And I'm like, this is not news. How the hell am I the first person to tell you this?
my cousin, who's exactly 6 months older than me. My birthday is May 29th. Her birthday is December 29th. Exactly 6 months. Like, doesn't understand how computers work because she just never learned. And then, you know, she also grew up in poverty. She just didn't do anything to move herself along. And so, like, I was talking to her on my phone. We were video chatting, and I like showed her my computer, and she goes, "Oh, you have 3 computers?" Well, no, I have 3 monitors. And like, I had to explain to her the difference between a computer and a monitor.
I've had people walk into my rooms and be like, "Whoa, yeah, like 5 computers here." I'm like, "No, it's just one, just one screen." And as a kid, that confused me though, because we had all these Macs in class where it was an all-in-one, so that fucked me up for a long time when I was young, like, because I was always wondering where the towers were, and it was, I won't say an embarrassingly long time, because I wasn't interested in computers until I was like 17 or 18, but I was like, where's the tower? What the fuck?
Clark understands the difference, and it's so funny because get him talking about monitors. No. He'll go, "Mom has 3 and Dad has 2, but I only have 1." Yeah, Sig has seen it.
The diva phase.
I only have 1.
Yeah. And he says it with sass. You can tell he is bitter. That
you can tell he's your kid.
Yeah, I only have 1.
Yeah.
No, Okoba, you are lucky for that. His whole life trajectory just kicked off finding about computers. Okoba is a very interesting guy. Yeah.
Okoba is just a very intelligent person in general.
That too, but
they know so many more useless facts than I do, and like I know a lot of useless facts.
Okoba has more educated opinions on shit that I've never heard of than most people I've met. He keeps himself well informed. You know, he's retired, but not bored. That's for sure. It's always reading on something. It's very fun. Okova's always got something interesting going on.
Raul, when I shit out $300 to get myself a new monitor, I'll hand him down
300. What are you doing? What kind of monitor are you getting?
Getting 2 matching monitors.
Okay, fair enough. That's $150 each. That's a lot closer to Earth. All right.
Yes. Yeah. They're
like
just
$300.
They have them at the PX. They're like 24-inch, and so I just want like one on either side.
The 3 triplets, I guess. Whatever. They're all the same panel. They were 143 a piece, but they're all it's IPS, so they're all good viewing angles. The colors are nice. BenQ screens, they're good. I just liked them. And
yeah, the viewing it really bugs me that my monitors are all different sizes. One of them's really old. My dad gave it to me, so like the quality's really shitty, so I don't use that one for anything but Discord. And I don't even have that one plugged in right now because I just didn't feel like. Oh my. So I only have 2 right now.
I'll never forget my perspective when I was just setting up my monitors because I only had 3 at the time, so I figured I'd mess around with a vertical one for a bit. And then I skipped out on installing the 6th monitor because the vertical one was just so powerful. It's so nice. Oh my god.
Oh, you're the reason I set it up with a vertical monitor the way I did, is because that working out as well as it did for you was like, well, yeah, that makes it so you can have so much more of Discord showing at one time, you know. Yeah. And y'all know me, I read through everything on the damn Discord that I can anyway. So being able to put up all that on one screen rather than scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling,
you know. Even like this one, it squished down, but when I full screen Discord, I'm just on the Pokemon channel. Look at this dead space. Real world, this is like 6 to 8 inches of nothing space. You could easily have it like this, and then I can't physically show it because this is a 16:9 broadcast, but stretch that up. It's fantastic. It's literally like your phone. If you've ever used Discord on your phone, but imagine your phone's 24 inches across instead of, 5, 6, 7 inches. Very, very cool. And Yeah, using Discord as much as I do, I love it. And I use it for chat as well. Even for the Twitch streams. Like, I'm not a big enough streamer to where it's a flowing river and I need it to be totally vertical. But if I'm a little behind on chat, to just see 5 minutes back without having to scroll, super useful. I don't have to tab out of my game. It's just, I could see that Raul made a comment at it was 7 minutes ago. It's like, hey.
Oh my God. I think we've talked about this before with my anxiety and whatnot. And when I stopped streaming, it was right when I was like getting popular. I cannot handle chat flowing that fast because I like interacting with people. And like when I was averaging, like when I started averaging between like 60 and 100, chat was just going way too much. And I think it was because a lot of my like regulars knew that I'm really chatty and they have like whole conversations with me, and the new people come in and they're like, oh, this bitch talks to us, let's also have a conversation. So I'd have like 8 conversations going, and then I'd start talking fast like this and I'd wear myself out.
I think it's kind of a necessary evil when you grow a stream.
I know.
I always imagine end game, should this ever really get going, you're always going to miss messages. You just got to let it go. But if it bothers you, then of course you should stop. But that's just the accepted, like some people have commented, oh, I've enjoyed your streams less now that there's so many people around. And I'm like, sorry. I mean, that's
right.
We have very different perspectives on that situation. But like, I kind of dig it, for very obvious reasons. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's a bummer, but I like the flowing chat. I like when people keep me entertained. That's been happening more on Twitch. More people have been just so damn chatty recently. It's great because I'm a pretty chill personality. I don't really hold much on my own. Like, if there's not much to talk about, I just won't, which is not a good trait for a streamer. So I got to bounce off a chat, or at least what's happening in game, or else I just...
So I just did a count real quick on Discord. On vertical monitor, I can see 23 entries. And when I moved it into the regular monitor like you did for the thing, I could see 11. So double the number of entries that you could normally see, and killed all of that dead space off to the side.
Another example is like, this isn't true nowadays, but I used to go from not seeing every channel on the left-hand side to seeing every channel. It's a nice increase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. Yeah, so I valued that well over a 6 monitor. Just because,
Well, I mean, we could get you an ultra wide and you could put it over there as a vertical.
I thought about that too.
Be like 4 feet tall of just
really
monitor.
Think about it. I mean, let's say I'm even streaming full swing. I have a full extra monitor and a half unused. I've got 1.5 screens on my right side that's not actually being utilized.
Yeah.
And so, like, even if I'm just relaxing, I might be watching, 2 full screen Twitch streams. Maybe I'm watching an actual video on the side. That's only 5 monitors. I wouldn't even know what to do with a 6th. Like, what do I put over there?
I just want 3 monitors. I just want 2 matching smaller ones.
That works.
Okay, maybe 4 monitors.
I think 3 is like the perfect setup because
I really think that 3 is perfect too, because the most I've like actually needed has been when I do D&D streams, because I need 1 monitor to be all videos for the players I'm doing. Right. I need another monitor for OBS, and I need another monitor for Roll20, the game and whatnot. So maybe I could use a 4th to also have information pulled up. But like you were saying about Discord, it doesn't need to be all the way across. So I would make it half the screen.
I was thinking information, like if that's a list form and however much you need of it, you might want it on a vertical too. Whatever's going on.
I agree with the 3 monitor thing being a good setup and everything. I added the TV up there just so I could watch from across the room when I'm laying in bed or whatever, because watching on a 27-inch monitor from across the room is not exactly fun. But the the other monitor I have here is solely because it's a drawing tablet. Like, I don't use it to watch things on, really. You know, it's there, and I can pull things down and put it on there temporarily, or so that I have it as a reference for something or whatever. But I don't really use it as a monitor. 90% of the time, it's just a desktop. That's all it is, anything. So it's only ever really used as a monitor when I pull up Photoshop and start doing something on it.
And to say that I didn't just pull 3 out of my ass, there's 2 ways that I figure 3 is perfect. Is because main monitor in the middle always. Don't put it at an angle. Don't be that guy. Then monitor off to the side for video you're watching while you're doing whatever, or literally anything. That's your using monitor for scrolling through your chosen sites. And then either a vertical, as we've discussed, or just another horizontal monitor. That way it's even and it's more focused on you, and you have 2 side panels for whatever. And that's it. I don't think any regular user should even need more than 3.
Well, I can't see anybody wanting to put dual monitors where the bezel is in the middle.
Yeah.
That would drive me crazy.
When I had
having
dual
that
monitors,
as
there
my
was
center point.
one centered and then off to the side. It was the whole thing. Yeah, Chromium. But yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and
I was thinking. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and multiple monitors were like a forbidden fruit. But then I got older, became an adult, and it was like, oh, $90 will get you a second screen, and a pretty good one too. So
A decent one, yeah.
How many do you want? Like, just getting 3 screens is not that bad. I won't really flinch much at a $300 CPU, but $300 for 3 panels? I mean, you know.
I mean, I'll never say that a projector's a bad move, though. I don't care what anybody tells you.
True.
I had that projector for so long, and I used it every day, all day long, no problem. And if you want to talk about monitors, that's one monitor that I could split into 6 and not even think about it.
Archer's talking about a dream setup being 8 monitors. I am in a position to build a dream setup, and I've got it. I don't want more than 5. I can't use more than 5. I'm a pretty multitask-oriented person, and 5 is good. I've got something on all the screens right now, and I don't even know what to do with it.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think 4 is the most I would need, because so far the thing that I've come across that I need the most screens for is streaming.
And you already mentioned this too, but being smart with your space is good too, because I mentioned 1.5 monitors, because OBS doesn't need to be full screen. I can put anything up there. It's a half a screen. My creativity is the only limit at that point. And I do use it. I'll stick my SNAS for the uptime in the upper right there, or whatever. It's open. I don't need to be monitoring SNAS, but it'd be dead space either way. So
what's SNAS?
It's just a clock. It's the uptime. I click start, and then I usually minimize it and forget about it, and then I check it, and then it's been up for 21 hours, and the stream was last night, and it's like, ooh, whoops.
It's not doing anything but just counting up. That's all.
That's literally it.
But that's why Windows Power Toys has been really great for me, is because not only do I have the 3 monitors that I use as my main monitors, really, but I can differentiate sections, or what do you say?
Sections.
I can separate out and say, okay, this section will always be where I want that thing to open to on the monitor. When I open this program, it'll always be in that third of the monitor, and that's it. You know, so when I open OBS, it doesn't take up a full screen. It locked itself into one place on one of my 3 monitors, and I still have that other space on that monitor. You know, so yeah, the Power Toys has been great for that.
I treat monitors like desk space, which is pretty literal, seeing as it's called a desktop. So having more screens is vertically and virtually speaking, literally like buying yourself a bigger desk. It's just more space to stick shit. I mean...
Yeah, because my desk is not that big. It's about, it's probably about my wingspan, less.
So 3.5 feet?
2? Donna's room is actually scaled down. You wouldn't believe it when a real human walks in. They knock their knee on the top of her door.
Do you see where the chair hits me and where the chair hits her? That's a huge difference.
I just totally spaced on what I was gonna say.
Love you.
I lost it too. Wingspan, desk being small.
Talking about the size of your desk.
Oh, so I that's why another reason I want to get 2 matching monitors and a mount, because right now I have 2 monitors sitting on my desk, and well, before I moved here, I fit 3 monitors because they kind of hung off the side. You know, the stand was on the computer, but now I can't do that because this desk is up against a wall and a wall, so I can't. I can't fit another until I
that works.
You don't have the space for overhang.
I totally put stuff under my monitors, so an arm can be nice. Although ironically, my arm pushes my monitor forward about a foot, and when I switched desks with my parents, I basically commandeered their super fancy desk. It's like 30 some inches deep. It's almost 3 feet, and that's the only way. I tried setting up the mount on my old desk, but it was like right in my face, and I'm like, that can't happen. Right now, I'll measure it. Why not? Just so that anybody at home can share in my knowledge, because I've spent a lot of time, effort, and money acquiring this knowledge about monitors. Because money, because I bought a triple monitor mount, never used it. I think we sold it in a garage sale for $30, and I was kind of pissed, but I should have sent it back. Yep, I'm about 24 inches from my monitor, almost exactly. So
yeah.
I literally lost almost a foot of my desk just because of the mount. But I mean, I can't even reach that far, so did I lose it? No, not really. There's speakers back there and wires, an extra keyboard, because, you know.
and stuff.
I don't know how much we talked about it. I don't know how much we talked about it back when it happened and everything, but the desk that I have, I'm perfectly content with. And it cost how much?
$20.
Yeah. It was amazing we could get it in the Explorer,
and they didn't want it anymore.
Yeah. And we were just getting some money because they were going to throw it away anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How deep is this? 3 feet deep?
I didn't measure.
ADD brain.
ADD brain.
ADD brain.
A-double-D.
Peace.
You do have a double D brain. Okay, sorry, what?
Okay.
I used to have a double D brain. God, I'm
There's the ADD brain.
ADD brain.
You should have just interrupted.
Should have just said it.
Go.
Oh, Beast, you should get us podcast mics.
Don't we have mics?
I know, but like the podcast mics, they sound different.
The Shure ones?
I don't know.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're
right?
like 400 a piece. That's not bad. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We sound great as it is. That's an expensive.
You sound great as it is. I cut out because I'm high pitched and mics can't handle me.
That's because you have a snowball plugged in through USB.
Not anymore. Now I'm just using my headset. I literally blew out.
Because you're an adult squeaker?
Yes.
No,
I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say yes. I understand.
I have actually been looking at another microphone, but similar to what Beast has there, but I don't know how I would go about setting it up here with the way I have things. Like, what would I do? Clip it onto the front of the desk here or something? I don't know.
Well, you see, I had to get clever. Mine is on the side.
That's what I'm saying.
And I hit it constantly. Sucks.
Mm-hmm. Do I clip it to the vertical of the television stand and have it come straight out above the monitor and down to me?
That would work.
Look at my arch. I'm like a T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's how I've been, because I wasn't supposed to like sit up straight because boobies, and then it's hard to sit up. Like, I can sit up kind of straight now, but I can't stand up straight.
Gamer arch, and I can't do anything about it. Clip it to
the ceiling.
I used to put it to the side of my desk, but yeah, to the side is pretty much all you got, Sig. But you don't.
I would have to
arms.
find a way to mount it over my shoulder too. When I used to have it coming from the front, I talk with my hands too much. Do you remember how many times I punched my mic?
I do. I remember you having your mic right there and sticking your eyelashes on it and stuff. So
I did that.
Yeah, Good. Well, here's the thing. Good mics are kind of a scam, in my opinion. Like the Shure ones that are $400. You don't need that. You never need that.
I didn't say the $400 one.
I know.
I know there's. It's just the ones that have that sound.
Oh, you can just add bass if you want to have that sound. That's what every podcast ever does, and I hate it. They add bass to their mic so they're deeper, and I think that sounds better in cars, and that's why radio guys did it. But because it
Do you
cuts
not
through.
think that would sound better with me?
I don't know if you want to sound deeper, but wow.
Rosa goes from sounding like this to sounding like this.
Sounded like this.
I'm just kind of intrigued by Patricia's comments because they've been like definitely following the show, but these are so radical. Every comment is just interesting. You had the best Valentine's Day with your boyfriend. Ooh. Can you share with us, or can you not share with us? Good mics take a lot of space and cash. Yeah, just bass boost Rosa. Come on.
Now,
yeah.
This is the here, Rosa. This is the microphone I've been looking at, possibly buying.
With how much this podcast has earned, though, we can almost get half of the mixer that you'd plug the mic into. So that'd be like a fifth of the cost. So if we can put all of the show's earnings into that, we can get something cooking there. I've been a fanboy of this, the AT2035. I am not an expert on mics. I just figured I'd buy something that Shroud and Ninja used and then be fine. And honestly,
never have to worry about it.
And I haven't. I can yell across my bedroom and it'll pick it up because it's not a headset mic. But
are you talking about the Fi-Fine mics?
I don't know.
Because you keep saying fine.
What?
Oh. I was just looking at mics randomly.
I'm wearing a Lululemon thing. I am not Jewish. I am not religious in any way, Ethan. You can say whatever you want to me. Anyway, it's a condenser mic, so I can actually get really loud, and you probably hear that, but it's not going to peak the mic or make any sounds it shouldn't.
I can't do that because I'm too much of a speaker, and then it just filters out.
But I also like that it sounds
less than you.
real. Like hearing my own videos back.
He's got the same pout though.
Audio-Technica. Yeah, this one is an AT2035. Fancy mic.
I've never taken that angle. I look like I have goth brows. Like I shaved off half of them.
How do I take this out? I can push it back through.
There we go. He's gonna break his microphone live on stream.
How do I take this out?
Fuck if I know, my dude. Don't break it.
So, I got a yo-yo.
Okay.
Because Beast likes to go play Pokemon Go at the mall.
There you go.
And every time we go,
It's working.
Yeah, it's working. It's not as good as when it was on the stand.
Leave me alone.
No, seriously, it was better when it was on the stand. I don't know why you took it off.
Better how?
I wanted to feel like he was an announcer.
I've never held this like it's a... It's not what you're supposed to do with it, though.
Once I was alone, I was petrified. I just thought we were doing karaoke, because you...
Then you spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong.
And I grew strong.
Okay.
And
Anyway.
I learned how to get along, so now you're back.
But no, instead of just walking around the mall endlessly with nothing to do, because I'm not gonna play Pokemon Go.
You should.
I went into one of the stores and bought a yo-yo, a Duncan Imperial, just classic yo-yo. I wanted a green one, but they only had the red. And I very quickly learned that I still know how to do most of the shit I learned when I was a kid. Like I can do the around the world, and I can walk the dog and all that shit. Pretty quickly, just just right back into it, like it was like I never stopped doing it. So they say, like riding a bike, it's like like yo-yoing. It's the same shit.
Somebody said that to me yesterday. I won a Fortnite game, a battle royal one. I was very proud of it, and that was it. I won my game and went back to save the world. I was afraid Sig was gonna hit me with a yo-yo.
But yeah, he spent a lot of time like kind of watching what I was doing and just kind of doing that thing.
I switched directions without warning a lot, and I'm like, when are you gonna turn that shit sideways and hit me?
I can just give you a solid thwap with it.
No,
so this pop socket thing doesn't
regular ones. I'm just refilling my bag. We get exercise.
This pop socket thing doesn't allow for my charging pad to work on my phone. I'm gonna have to get rid of it.
Some random thing to buy.
I'm frustrated by it.
You got a pop? Wait, what?
The pop socket stops the charging pad from working.
Oh shit, no.
So either I have to start plugging my phone in and not use the charging pad that I paid for, or get rid of the pop socket. Pop socket.
Oh, when COVID clears up, you, me, drag show, let's go.
Wait, what?
The song that was just being sung by Rosa that you were ignoring actively.
I was. We should play Jackbox in a group again. Get it going, Barry. Spearhead it, Barry. Get some people together and I'll do it.
I'm not down for that this evening.
Oh, no, not today. No.
Yeah.
Get it organized.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that needs to happen, because I know plenty of people would play, but you just need to get it together, and that's it. But
shit together, Summer.
Yes. See?
Get it all in one place and put it in a backpack and carry it with you.
I'll meet you in Hillcrest.
Can I tag? Yeah. Just ask people if they're around. And filter them. You don't need to accept everybody who says yes. Make sure it's a good group.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of people who just have the role because they want roles.
Tomorrow. I guess tomorrow would be a good day for it.
And anybody that complains about getting tagged for it, remove their role.
Sig has to stream tomorrow, but we could do it in the evening maybe.
Do you have to stream tomorrow? I have to stream all week this week.
I'm not even asking
Sig anymore. I'm just
trying to get him to stop not making content. We need to get people we can trust to not say... No, we need insane shit. I need another church of running, jumping, and stealing from Barry. What was his church?
What was his church?
He made a church.
Oh, his Mexican church?
Yes. There's a bunch of, like, gangster.
No, Barry named it. He's the Mexican naming his Mexican church. So
no, I figured. I didn't think you would say that. I was just...
It was just so funny. Oh, he says, no. Oh, I misquoted it. He still has the Twitch link. I'm sure, and I'm sure he remembers what it was. It was funny, though. It was funny. That's the thing, is a church of jumping walls and running from the police.
Yeah. Jumping walls and running from cops.
That's a border joke, along with... God, that's funny. That was good. That was crazy. People putting the... Oh, right. Yeah, no. Not... Yeah, no, Archer. Well, yeah. I doubt we'll get any of those. I mean, it'll only be people we recognize, so... Anyway. It's always a fun time. Jackbox is good.
I do enjoy Jackbox. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It depends.
A good hour and a half to 2 hours is like the extent I can play, but that's fine anyway. Just a nice little power sesh. I have to do the new Quiplash. I like that one more.
Oh god, I forget which version it's in, but have you done the robot rap battles?
No.
I'm so good at those.
I'm sure you are.
It's so funny because I think it's just because I'm good at talking shit and making it rhyme, which is what rap battles are. You're supposed to talk shit to your competitor.
I think it's too creative because a lot of people don't come up with much.
I know, that's why I always win.
I like Quiplash because it gives you a prompt, and most of the time you can get something together.
Yeah, I don't want to end up with a bunch of people that are only trying to make dick and fart jokes.
Yep. So that's why I told them to filter it.
Yeah. So just make sure when you go through your listing and trying to figure out who, Barry, that, you leave those people out.
Try to make a list, Barry, and then let me check it twice. That's
How did I get
Robot
into January?
Rose against Tom Joe in the robot rap battle. Against an actual robot. Oh, yeah, no. The Jackbox number 7 has another Quiplash 3, I think, or something. It's different. I like it. The prompts are unique. The Last Lash is better, if I recall, I think, but not... I don't remember what it was.
Mhm.
What's the Last Lash in the new one, Archer? Do you remember that? Because in the previous versions, they had, like... You had to... You all answered the same prompt, but then they were all on the screen at the same time, so there was no funny reveal. It was just kind of random. And then in the second version, a lot of times they give you, like, 3 letters to turn into an acronym or something. And it's like, oh, I don't want to initial a thing. Like, that's weird. But in the new version, it's better. I don't love it, but it's still... It's an okay final challenge. I don't remember.
I didn't like the 3 letters thing at all.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing, is like Quiplash 1 and 2 is just answering prompts and being insane, and then in the last one it's just like, what the hell? I don't... Yeah, anyway. Think about tagging members.
Like
there is a Party
Mystery.
Boys tag.
Oh.
Use that, Barry.
Murder mystery what? Rosa.
What?
Murder Mystery Trivia. It's also in Jackbox.
I've never played that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
think
I
we've
have.
really played much of anything in the things, because the few drawing games we had, no one knew what they were doing.
I
And it
hate
was
the drawing
frustrating.
ones.
Yeah.
Murder Mystery Trivia is pretty funny because it asks the most random questions. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's being random. I actually lose that one quite frequently, but I still enjoy it. Because when you don't know it, I like learning new things. So when you don't know the answer, and then when it tells you the answer, I'm like, oh,
That's why I like
all right,
Quiplash.
I learned
Nobody
something new.
really cares who wins at the end, but we all get to have our moment where ours is put up against someone else. So if you can get a big laugh, everybody's... It always hurts me the most, though, when I think everybody's laughing at mine, and then I get Quiplashed against, and I'm like, oh, alrighty then.
Oh,
No, I-
sad.
I think the best ones really are the ones that it comes down to, punctuation, because both of you wrote the same damned answer and one person put a comma in it and the other didn't. It's like, that's why you won. You got a comma.
Well, Sig, when do you plan to stream tomorrow? Because we could schedule Jackbox to just extend your stream for a couple hours.
I try to always plan for middle of the day.
So like noon to 2?
Something like that, yeah. So if you did do it, it wouldn't have to be an extension of my stream at all.
Well, you should just keep streaming it and have some fun.
I don't know about that.
Ugh. Why not?
Ugh.
Because I don't know about that. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I really don't know if I want to do Jackbox on a stream anyway. I just...
Wow.
Eh.
All right, well, 2 p.m. tomorrow then, Barry. And call Sig a maybe.
I am a maybe. But what I am going to do is, as soon as we're done with the podcast, I'm going to sit down and play a new video game that I got.
Ooh.
And I'm going to record. I'm not going to stream. I'm going to record so I can actually start putting stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
This may take me a few days to get it all done and actually start uploading things the way I want them to be or whatever, but I'm going to do it. So there is that.
No balls.
Do what you want.
You won't do it. You
Bitch,
won't.
don't threaten me with a good time.
It's a good time having no balls.
Don't even need to edit it. Just cut it up, render out those pieces, and upload it. What?
See, that's the thing is I was thinking that I would cut it into I'd record like a bunch of hours of footage tonight, and then cut it into sections, and do a little bit of an intro and an outro on each of them, and that would be it. So I'll figure all that out, and that'll be within the next couple of days. I'll upload a handful of videos, or at least one video at a time, over the next week or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's still up in the air exactly how, but I'm gonna start putting shit on YouTube, because why the hell haven't I? Besides me just being a lazy asshole.
There you go.
I'm also a lazy asshole.
My name is you, and I'm going to be the best player in the world and save the world. How do you do that? Save the world's not competitive enough. How do you...
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my office is a little less chaos. We've been working on it.
I
did
noticed the
notice.
workout device there.
That's going in the garbage. Who works out? Not me.
Never mind then. Barry wants to do it at 3 p.m. so we can escape class at 4. That works for me. I can do 3. I can do 3. You just keep eye on alerts for a SIG stream. Yes, if you have the role in Discord, you'll be in the know.
If you are in Discord, you can get the role.
Didn't need to be called out like that, rule.
Yeah, he called me out like that the other day.
It's good though. He's true. He's being honest there. You know, I didn't say anything.
Well, no, and I've been honest about like I haven't been streaming, and then like the steps I'm taking to get back to it. I have terrible mental health, but it's improving. And now I'm just trying to get my new office in order, and I just had surgery. So like, give me some time, and I'll probably start with D&D streams because that's something I'm already doing. There's already a dialogue going on.
I'm
And
starting to think streaming isn't a top priority in your life.
let me just shit out some money so I can furnish my new office. Let me just.
Streaming is good for that, actually.
You know what? You're not wrong, but I don't like streaming with a mess. I just. Oh. And I'm not quite there mentally yet. I'm getting there. I've only been back in California for a month. Like, let my vitamin D catch up. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let my vitamin D catch up. Let some shit even out.
Streaming is definitely a hobby that is best when things are stable. Because to lock in for multiple hours to do anything is always a trick. It's like you don't really go to the movie theater unless you're settled in the place that you are going to the movie theater in. That's at least my perspective. Like, who visits a new town and then goes to a theater? Because, what? You know? It's not what you're...
Thing is that it's COVID and I'm a mom, so it's virtual learning, which means my kid is home all day. But he's going back in session. It'll be half days. I don't know if he has the morning half or the afternoon half, but once I figure that out, that might free up a possibility. I used to do a morning show type thing. So if he has morning session, I might do that again. No, we'll see.
I was talking to one of my coworkers about her homeschooling her 3 kids during this whole thing, and she was like, "Yeah, they're lucky to be alive," kind of attitude. And I was just like, I get it.
That's how I am.
But we talked about it for a little while, and the thought crossed my mind, and I brought it up to her and said, well, why don't you trade kids with somebody else? Like for the school day, just send your kids to their house. They send their kids to your house, and you teach their kids. Because people's children are more likely to listen to a different adult than their own parent.
They're likely to behave because you don't know that person.
Exactly. I was much more, as a child, I was much more well behaved when I was being watched by someone else than when my mother was watching me. I was a little hellion when my mom was in charge of watching me, or something like that. But, if my Aunt Carrie came over and watched us for the day, Jesus, we didn't act up at all. She'd beat the hell out of us with a flip-flop,
Me? Was that?
Yeah.
Because when my godson acts up, he gets, do you want to go to Auntie West's house? Do you want to? Which is so funny because when he's not in trouble, he does want to come to my house because he does love me and I do spoil the shit out of him. But when he's acting a damn fool,
you don't want to go to Auntie Rosa's house.
Exactly.
Auntie Rosa's mean sometimes.
Auntie Rosa's strict.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My oldest.
But they don't understand the word strict. You're just mean sometimes. That's what it is.
Well, he understands now. He just turned 10. He's the oldest of my godsons. So I have 4 of them. Apparently everyone when they die want to leave me their kids. So yeah, it's good.
Says a lot about you.
I know. I'm somehow I don't understand how I'm a responsible adult. Anyways, when he was little, they stayed with me for a while, and he wouldn't stay in bed. He'd throw a fit every bedtime. So, like 2 or 3 weeks after them staying with me, I was like, let me do this. And he like went to get out of bed and was like throwing a fit. And so I just cracked open the door, which I'm sure looked terrifying. Like just the sliver of light, me like looking in the door. Get your little ass in bed or I'm getting the chancla.
The what?
The flip-flop.
Flip-flop.
That sounds much scarier in Spanish.
Oh, it is. That's why I brought it up, because Aunt Carrie is Cuban.
Yeah, so it's a thing.
The chancla.
And the trick is, it's wooden.
It could be. But no.
But she'd get you from across the room with that thing if she needed to, like a boomerang.
I sure in the fuck can.
So it's a thick rubber flip-flop.
I sure in the fuck can get you from across the room with the chancla. But
yeah, practice, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 of them.
I'm white and Asian and a million different things. But I was raised in a Mexican household. Like, my stepfather. Yeah, no, my stepfather's Mexican, and he and my mom got married when I was like 8. And so I grew up with mostly his family, like his nieces and nephews and shit. So I was raised very Mexican household. So like I got the chancla like fucking down. Like he said, throw it like a boomerang. I got it.
Yeah, Raul in the chat just said that
it's a real thing. It's a cultural thing. You act a damn fool, we're gonna chuck it at you. Because just like Asians, a lot of Hispanic women are not very tall. Their children tend to be taller than them, quicker than them. So you fucking chuck that chancla at them, and it doesn't seriously injure them, but it fucking hurts. And I didn't have to get up off the couch or come out of the kitchen to do it.
That link isn't working, Barry.
Rosa, I had a thought, and it just occurred to me that you sent me the information I needed, but I hadn't done that yet, for getting you a shirt from the merch store. Plug for the merch store right there. There you go.
Minerva, merch.minerva.gg.
Yep,
right?
There it is. Which shirt did you want? There's the women's fitted tank. There's the one that says Minerva, and there's the one with the heart on it.
You surprised me. Let me know.
And would you like it in white or black?
Oh, black.
Okay, I assume
I'm
so.
glad there's opinion on that. I prefer at least with the Minerva heart, the red looks a little bit better to me on a white background, but I don't know, whatever, it's your shirt.
All right, I'm gonna let you know right now. I have like 3 bras that fit right now, and none of them are a neutral color. So if I had a white tank top, I'd be looking like the stereotypical like trailer park chick with like the neon bra with the white tank top. You know what I mean? You can visualize it.
Oh, wait.
On Shameless again, Veronica, she is always wearing... You can tell what bra she's wearing in almost every scene. It's hilarious. It's just her style.
Mm-hmm.
But you also see her tits in the first episode. She's a pretty outgoing lady. It's a great show, by the way. I recommend it.
I think the only option there is for the women's fitted tank is the one with the heart on the front and the Minerva on the back.
I thought so too when I looked. Yeah. There was only one option.
Yeah. Well, that's the one you're getting.
There you go.
Woo!
There you go.
Should work. You ain't doing it. I middle click your link. Something went wrong, so you can try that one again. Oh, you know what? Here.
Mega Gyarados. I couldn't help beat that. I am shrimpy.
Let me remove the studio from this URL. Look, I know how to YouTube. Oh, this is literally just a Mexican lady running up to somebody, and she just took off her flip-flop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, she chucked that like a frisbee.
No, that's how you do. Do you not see my flick of my wrist? That's literally how you throw it.
I don't know if I can show this because of copyright bullshit. Whatever, I don't care. Let's see this. Look at it. So she's running down the street and she just chucks it.
Gets him too.
Ding! And she's on the ground. That took a grown woman down. Wow. What the fuck? Yeah, it puts studio dot and then the link in it for me. I do not know why. Maybe because I'm in YouTube Studio. I don't know. Want to try Mega Gyarados? Yeah. I actually got a little fooled by Mega Gyarados. I thought it was Dark and Dragon, so Fairy was going to be super strong. It's Water and Dragon, which makes a lot more sense for Mega Gyarados. But that's a heavy chocolate, too. Look at the flick of my wrist. That's an impressive throw. I like that. Yeah, I don't know. The somehow growing up responsible just made me think about how, you know, poor upbringing situations can always be a thing that makes for a bad outcome in the adulthood. But I've also gotten this mentality that at a certain point, no matter where you came from, at a certain point, your decisions are your own. And, you know, I bring up Shameless again, because that's a show where these kids are growing up in a crappy neighborhood. But in the later seasons, 10 seasons in, 10 years in, some of those kids are being told, like, hey, yeah, I get it. I know everything about whatever. But at a certain point, you're making your own decisions. You are responsible for your future.
Well, like I mentioned when we were talking about the growing up poverty and the computer stuff, is that my cousin and I were exactly 6 months apart. We grew up going to the same schools in the same neighborhood, and she still lives like that because she made the decisions not to try to better herself. She never tried to get any sort of career. She never tried to get any sort of education. She never tried to get out from under all the negativity and the poverty areas. Like, she didn't search for work elsewhere. She was just, I guess, content living like that. And then talks about how jealous she is about how I live now. Excuse me, I was 17 working 3 jobs. Then I joined the military, and then I came home for a little bit, went to college, joined the army, got out. I worked nanny jobs in between all of that. I traveled all the way to Texas to take a live-in nanny job because even though the pay was kind of shit, it worked out that since I was a live-in, I wasn't paying rent, I wasn't paying for food. Ooh. So it evened out, you know? Yeah. And then so I wasn't living shitty. I was living somewhere with a washer and a dryer and internet and blah, blah, blah. And so I put that effort in and she didn't. And then she wants to tell me that biggest pet peeve, that I'm so lucky.
That happened in I have my own experiences too, but I mean, it was just so realistic in the show, I feel like, because Fiona, she was the one raising all her kids in the show, and at a certain point towards the end, she's 26, 27, her character is, at least, and people, and she's pulling out of poverty. She took out a loan, redid a house or a building, and started making profits on her purchases. Now, I know that not everybody can go and do that, but you gotta choose a different path. I've had that happen with streamer friends of mine or whatever, who commented on how lucky I was to have so many people in chat, and I was like,
it's been a long road for you, yeah.
It's not like it happened overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there's a very much so a degree of luck to YouTube, but I did all I could to maximize it over the past, in 10 days, 5 years. So, I got lucky on YouTube, but I made that luck happen. I didn't get noticed on Reddit and have a bunch of Save the World videos for people to find on accident. Yeah, okay, maybe getting noticed on Reddit was an accident, but I had a shit ton of content for them to find. And anyway, so That's the perspective I have on a lot of people. It's a little cutthroat, but when people complain about their situations, as understanding as I can be, because a shitty upbringing is a shitty upbringing, we don't call it that for no reason, at a certain point, you gotta just rise above it, or you're contributing to the shitty situation.
Like Raul said, luck is when talent/preparation meets opportunity. I can definitely acknowledge that I was presented unique opportunities, especially in like my relationship with my husband and moving on from there. But like I said, I started working when I was 14. I lived mostly on my own because neglectful, abuse is, the whole list. Father. Like, I was buying my own groceries. At 17, I was working 3 jobs. I joined the military as soon as possible. Like, I did all of these steps to try to get. I clawed to get up there.
Similar to your situation, to just put a bow on the shameless the shameless correlations. All of the raising 6 kids made Fiona a fantastic manager, and that's your exact situation. You spend so much time working that, well, hey, I can do that.
I have 4 younger siblings. I do. And I did a lot of their raising. A lot of it.
I don't know if Barry's going to be inviting. Oh, 1 spot left, and he's asking links. Normally, I try to get Donna Mega Gyarados, but I don't think she needs it. Is that the show? Because I would like to do other things too.
My hip is hurting really bad.
Sig's got his own plans.
Yes, I do. I wanted to clear something up though. I was incorrect when I was talking about Rainn Wilson the other day at the mall with you. What? Beast. Noah Dick from Letterkenny is not Rainn Wilson. He's the same actor that played J-Rock on Trailer Park Boys.
I don't know if I can ever trust you again. So.
Yeah.
Never.
I was gonna say, because it's been a while since I've seen.
Okay, honestly, it feels like someone's stabbing me in my hip, so I'm gonna go.
Let's call it Minerva Podcast episode 63.